let's start the show. You already know who it is. My name is Mike Kyle, aka the Fantasy Vulture. I have over a decade worth of fantasy football experience and have continuously competed for fantasy championships over the course of the past 6 seasons. Let's make it 7 in 2020, but enough of me. I'm here for you. On today's episode of the FV Show, we are going to continue our Week 1 game recaps, breaking down every single Week 1 game all through the lens of fantasy football. In this video in particular, we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings, so be sure to hit that like button down below if you're excited for this game recap, and also smash it power running back style so that you never miss a video from me. You can also follow me on all social media platforms at FF Vulture. The interactions that I've had on all of those platforms has been extremely fun. We got a lot to get to for this, but one more thing, I'm also going to leave a card right up here as a playlist for all of my Week 1 recaps, so if you want to just check out any other game outside of this one, they'll be all listed in this playlist right above. Alright, let's get right in. You guys know how we do these by now if you are subscribed. If you're not, you're about to find out. Let's jump right in. The Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings, a game being played in Minnesota at US Bank Field.
Now third and goal.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, it's third and goal here. And after not punching it in the play before, Delvin Cook, the player that you drafted in the first round, goes in for the score. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to scramble, then fire a laser to the corner of the end zone for Devonte Adams. How he got his feet in, I have no idea. Let's watch this again. This was a 24-yard bomb, and even just looking at that replay, I'm still confused how they called that a touchdown. But then, just a little bit later, to end the second quarter, Marques, Valdez-Scantling, we thought the breakout was going to come last season. Nah. 45-yard bomb there. But then, to end the third quarter, another strike to Devonte Adams for the 1-yard touchdown. Let's fast forward to the fourth. Kirk Cousins, a deep bomb to Adam Thielen, 37 yards. And all of a sudden, we're getting a bit of a ball game here in Minnesota. Moving over to the fourth quarter now. Aaron Rodgers, play action to Aaron Jones. He's going to scramble, roll out, and he hits Lazard, the rumored number 2 option for this team, for the 4-yard touchdown strike.
Ease up
Moving over just a bit more to the fourth. Dalvin Cook finds his way into the end zone for the second time this game. And all of a sudden, it's now a 10-point game. But the Packers do pull away. 5-yard touchdown from Aaron Jones. You knew he was going to find his way into the end zone. He flexes on him. But the shootout ain't done yet. All of a sudden, Adam Thielen again, just have him run straight and throw it in his vicinity. He's going to come down with the ball. And with that, that was a 19-yard touchdown by Adam Thielen. The final score for this game was Green Bay 43, Minnesota 34. Like I was saying, for pretty much every single one of these games, I wanted to smash the over, because here's the thing that you had to understand going in. And I want to reiterate this again because I said this on the live stream. These defenses have been practicing at 75% game speed, because you're not going to go 100% against your star offensive players, right? Whereas on the offense, if you're an offensive player, you only can go 100% in practice, right? It's these two very different game styles based upon practicing, because one, you have to limit how hard you go, whereas if you're on offense, like, you're fine if you go 100%. You're not really at risk of hurting anybody in that way, because you're trying not to get tackled and such. So I was smashing the over for every single one of these games, and it was just simply because of the fact that these defenses haven't had the opportunity to play game speed, whereas these offenses have been playing at game speed during the entirety of training camp. And so with those two contrasting styles, oh my God, the offenses were going to run through every single team this week. And that's what happened in this game. And woo! This was a game with so much going on. The fantasy stars came out. They really did. Aaron Rodgers put up 31 points, 32 completions on 44 attempts, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. This was a vintage Aaron Rodgers performance. This is something that we've been saying a bit all offseason long. The Aaron Rodgers revenge tour, the I Still Got It tour, that's about to start, and we just saw it on display in Week 1. Aaron Jones made himself useful with that touchdown. There was a lot of concern about what Aaron Jones' workload would be with the addition of A.J. Dillon. They still have Jamal Williams. And there were times throughout this game where Aaron Jones, again, just wasn't on the field. There were multiple times where Jamal Williams was getting goal line work, and you're just like, oh my god, what's going on here? Is he going to get vultured? But he was able to get that touchdown late in the fourth quarter. So Jones finished with 16 carries for 66 yards, 1 touchdown. He also racked in 4 receptions for 10 yards. Jamal Williams had 7 carries, and he also had 4 receptions. Like, there were a lot of things happening in this backfield. A.J. Dillon only played 5 snaps, which is kind of a good sign for Aaron Jones, because that just means it's one less person, eating away at his volume, but also not taking the goal line work as well. But then sticking with the Packers, Devonte Adams, welcome back, fully healthy now from the injury-ridden season that he had last year. If you guys remember, the turf toe took him out for a few games. Devonte Adams, and this is what we were saying specifically about the case for Devonte Adams over Michael Thomas as the #1 wide receiver in fantasy football. Devonte Adams really is like the only option in Green Bay. Yes, they have some ancillary pieces. We saw MVS get the deep touchdown. Alan Lazard got his, but it's Devonte Adams. And what's like the right way to put this? I was gonna say Devonte Adams is like LeBron on the Cavs the first time around. But I feel like that is kind of doing a disservice to Valdez-Scantling and Lazard. So we'll say we'll say LeBron, but with Mo Williams, like the good old Mo Williams, and who is like their number 2, like Zildjiunas Ilgauskas. Anyway, you get the point. Devonte Adams had 17 targets, 14 receptions, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What the fuck? Devonte Adams had 34.6 points in this game. Just an absolute monster performance from him. He probably had the game of the week. Well, that's not entirely true. I'll talk about somebody else in a different game preview who actually one-upped him in that touchdown category. Marques Valdez-Scantling, welcome. Like, the post-hype sleeper is here, I think. Four catches on 6 targets. 96 yards, and that touchdown. Obviously, that 45-yard touchdown is going to majorly inflate those numbers, but still, just getting the opportunity to, 1, get the targets, get the deep bomb, and then get yards on top of that, that's a really good combination and a good sign for him. Alan Lazard, 4 targets, 4 receptions for 63 yards, and a touchdown. He also had a 20-yard rush as well. He finished with 16 points. Every single Green Bay wide receiver here finished in half point, at least above 16 points. Like, this really was just a vintage Green Bay Packers performance in week 1. On the other side of the ball, with the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins played really well this game. 19 completions on 25 attempts, 259 yards, and 2 touchdowns, plus a 2-point conversion as well. He did throw a pick, but whatever. He also had 4 carries for 34 yards. Cousins finished with 22 points. A very, very good game from him. Delvin Cook, the stud, the man who just got paid. 5-year deal, 4-year deal. It's 5, isn't it? It's 5 years, $63 million. 12 carries, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, 1 catch for -2, whatever. Dalvin Cook still put up monster numbers for you. 21 points in this game. And then Alexander Madison actually had a really good game as well. He had 6 carries for 50 yards and 4 for 4 in the receiving game for 30 yards. When I say 4 for 4, I do feel like I need to put like some sort of clarification on that. 4 for 4, just because I think in basketball terms, means 4 targets, 4 receptions. It'd actually be 4 receptions, 4 targets. So I need to find some way to like actually like make that make sense instead of saying, oh, we had 4 catches for 4 yards, because that's traditionally how that sounds. So Madison had 4 targets, 4 receptions for 30 yards. He finished with double digits. He finished with 10 on the dot. Just a really good game from him. I'm interested to see if Madison gets flex viability week in and week out, because previously I wouldn't have thought so. I would have thought, like if Dalvin Cook, and if Dalvin Cook isn't playing, that's the only reason that you have to start Madison. So what Madison does going forward, that's something I'm going to keep my eye on. I don't think I'm ready to pull the trigger on starting Madison in my flex for week 2, but I want to see how it plays out during the first portion of the season. But let's go over to let's go over to the receiving core for Minnesota. I blanked. I'm like, wait, who am I talking about here? For Minnesota, Adam Thielen. Yo, talking about guys who are coming back from injury. Adam Thielen, welcome back, dude. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. He finished with 28 points, just a monster game. As somebody who was facing Adam Thielen, and even though I was literally up by 50 at the time he went off, he goes off, and I saw my lead go from this to this. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I might actually lose this game if Adam Thielen keeps it up. But it appeared to be too little too late. But that was really the big thing. It was Adam Thielen, and then nobody else really showed out or anything like that. Remember, one thing that I said I was focused on during this offseason was focused on during the season that I said in the offseason, rather, was what do the tight ends do in this team? Because with Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith Jr., we've been waiting for Irv Smith to kind of break out. But with Kyle Rudolph still there, it's very similar to what I was saying about the Philadelphia Eagles. When you have 2 tight ends, it just lowers the ceilings for both of them, and they eat into each other's value, and I really don't want any of them, and that really just proved it today. Kyle Rudolph had 2 targets, 2 receptions for 28 yards, and Irv Smith Jr. had 1 catch for 11 yards. I'm staying away from both guys for now. But I think that's going to do it for my Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings Week 1 game recap. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. It would really be appreciated and would really help the channel immensely. And you can also follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture. Please feel free to tweet me, DM me, whatever the case is. Any start-sit questions you have, waiver wire pickups, or trades or trade offers, whatever the case is, anything fantasy football related, I'm here for you. I'm going to get up out of here. My voice is already starting to go, and I still got 3 more of these to do tonight, so I'm out. Wait, one more thing. Let's bring her back, shall we? Remember, people come and go, but fantasy championships are forever. I'm out. Later.